I chose Martha to go home with all the evidence that I got, the way she was talking. I noticed she was like, okay, since I'm in Nigeria, it's just a wrap. I got him already, so I'm sorry. Bye.
I'm pleasantly surprised with this show. I never expected it to be good. I just thought it was something that I would watch while filling time for the next dating show. But I actually think the concept and you know, the idea of it makes sense. It does make sense. To have 4 girls and 1 guy, yeah, I think it's sort of Bachelor, but not a smaller version of The Bachelor. But the only difference is his mom gets to move in. So I love it. I really do. And I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. Anyway, hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button. Turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. And definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Somebody's Son, Season 1, Episode 1. Well, came across another show, Somebody's Son. Okay. So in this show, it seems like it's a single guy who goes on this show with his mum, or in Joshua's situation, he went with his aunt. He gets to date 4 girls, and then out of the 4, I assume the aunt will be responsible for eliminating the girls that she thinks are not right for him, or the mum will be responsible for eliminating her son's dates to see who is genuine. Joshua is he's a football player. He's, 28. He's come in with his aunt because he says, he spent a lot of time with his aunt when his mom when he was growing up, because his mom used to travel to Nigeria. And it's like, oh, this is going to be serious because, there are some people that don't play about relationships, and aunts, especially if they love you like a mother, they're not going to play, let alone for the girls that are going to see meet the boys' moms. I can only imagine. So we get to meet the 3 guys. It's Joshua, Chad, and James. Chad and James have come with their moms. It's only Joshua's come with his aunt. They get to explore the villa they're staying in. It looks amazing. And then they receive a message to say, the aunt needs to go away because Joshua has to start his dates. She's going to be in hiding while he sort of gets first impressions with the girls. And then I think she'll come out and introduce herself later at some point. Joshua is nervous. He's really sweaty. He's very anxious, and the aunt was sort of trying to sort of pacify him and make him feel comfortable. And it's going to be interesting to see how he relates to the girls, because he says most of the girls he's dated were more materialistic. And it's like, are they materialistic because you're leading with the finances, or are they coming in knowing they're dating a professional football player and he's got money? Which is it? So the girls arrive, and the first girl to arrive is Tamira. Tamira is 29. She's a journalist and she's a producer. She lives in Baltimore. She says she wants someone to build an empire with. And it's like, I wish people would just not put that at the forefront. I think everybody is so caught up in this building an empire. Nobody actually really knows what they want in a partner outside of that. She says she wants someone who's safe, someone who's gentle, someone who's kind. And they really seem to hit it off. They do with Joshua. He seems excited to see her. She seems excited to meet him. And they're having a conversation and just getting to know one another. She is followed by Lexi, who is 30, and she's a marketing manager in tech. And also she's a single mom to 2 daughters. She says she's been engaged twice, but it hasn't worked out. She's looking for a husband and someone to sort of co-parent with. So both girls get to meet, and you can see by the look on Tamira's face that she's not happy. She's out for competition. She wants to win. And because of the face she made as soon as she met, Lexi, they sat down, they started introducing or sort of telling Joshua about themselves. Lexi says she's been working very hard. She's looking for a partner, someone to settle down with. She doesn't have kids. And as soon as she said that, you could see Lexi's face change, because she has kids. So she, I think, must be conscious about this and has to be very mindful, especially with 2 daughters, about the type of guys she dates. She reveals that she's a single mom with 2 kids, and Joshua's taken aback because he says, he was looking for a partner to sort of get to know first and then have kids with. And this is a problem when you're a single mom. I wish on dating shows, if you're going to bring single moms to people that are open to dating single moms. Don't bring someone and then have the person turn around and say, well, actually, I don't want a single mom because what do you want me to do with my kids? what do you want me to do with them? I might actually be the better person, even though I come with 2 kids, because she seems a bit more endearing in my opinion as compared to Tamira from first look. So the next girl arrives, and for me, side-eye. It really is side-eye, because the way she was dressed, the way she had her cheeks out, it's like, Chambrel, that's a bit too much. In my opinion, that's a bit too much. It's a first date. You don't want to be like that. Even his aunt was like, oh my God, she's going to get my son in trouble. And it's like, yeah, the dressing is not it. She says she's a mortgage broker. She says her family says she's the over-communicative one. This is why she's single at 32. I think she's cute. I wish she had worn something better. I don't think this did her justice. Even the pictures that she provided really weren't it. She really did seem to get along with the girls, though. They really seemed to like one another, and they sort of clicked and were very happy up until the next girl arrived. Next to arrive is Martha. She's a nurse. She's 26 years old. She's wearing her Nigerian outfit. She's looking cute and she's on point. So, you know, when Joshua sees her, he's taken aback, because we all know he's of Nigerian descent. And so I think to him, it's like, oh my God, because he even said, you know, she's going to stay till the very end because she looks very beautiful and she's got a great smile. And so for me, it's like, is it because she's got a great smile, or is it because you share the same ethnic background? Which is it? Some of the girls were a bit intimidated. I think it makes sense for her, because she's 26 years old and he's 28. Most of the other girls are older than him, so she would make more sense. But I'm surprised that the producers got her to put on her outfit. Some of the other girls didn't quite understand why she was wearing her gele, and she had to explain to them that, you know, this is something that you wear when you're invited to an event. The other girls felt like, Martha was trying to show off, and it's like, nah, this is just an attire. I think it's important that you learn about different cultures so that you gain an appreciation of what goes on in other places, that this is not meant to intimidate you, but this is meant to create a very good first impression, which she has, given the fact that she's fully covered. Anyway, you then have the girls just sitting and having a conversation, and Joshua goes to chat with his aunt. His aunt sort of reveals that she was very nervous for him because of the girls, and she didn't know how he'd cope with 4 girls in the same room, but he seemed to be doing very well. Apparently, he and his aunt have decided that he's not going to reveal that he is a football player to the girls, I think, for a while, just because he says he wants someone who likes him for who he is and not what he has in his pocket. So even when the girls asked him, he was very vague. He said he was an entrepreneur and he's done some modeling, and you had them sort of taken aback because they couldn't understand why he wasn't giving a genuine response or a genuine answer as to what he did for a living. So it's cute. The aunt was very excited for him. They then received a message to say she can now go and meet the girls and get to know them. And so Joshua came out and told the girls he wanted them to meet one more girl. And so his aunt came out, and you could see the girls' faces drop, because there's already a lot of competition in the sense that people are feeling intimidated. And so for Chambrella, who's come out with her butt cheeks out, she said she was dressed to meet her man. She wasn't dressed to meet his mom. So she's a bit taken aback because she's in her short shorts. And it's like, that's why it's important to be mindful of how you dressed, especially if you're going on a blind date. You don't know this man and you've decided to go there with your boobies out and your bums out. Well, this is what you get. If you want a serious relationship, maybe the way you come across, the way you present yourself would be best. The aunt then invites the girl to the dining table so that they can go through a rapid fire question and see how compatible the girls are with Joshua. I'm disappointed in Martha. I really am, because she had the cheat code and she let it slip out of her hands, because being Nigerian, she knows what the expectation is of her daughter-in-law and the type of qualities that mothers are looking for a partner for their child. So how she dropped the ball in this, I don't get it. Anyway, they asked a couple of questions. The first one is, how would you resolve conflict with my son? And you have Chambrel say, she would want to resolve conflict before they went to bed. She wouldn't want to go to bed upset, so she would want them to talk about it. You have Joshua say, well, he can't not not go to bed because they still are trying to resolve something. And I think it was just a matter of everyone sort of agreed that it's not a good idea to go to bed. Even his aunt agreed, Omar, that, it's not a good idea to go to bed upset because you never know whether or not you're going to wake up. We sort of had Josh's backup because he's like, you're supposed to be on my team. Why are you throwing me under the bus? And it's like, nah, they're being honest. As long as it's something that's resolvable, try and resolve it before you go to sleep. Otherwise, it's going to be on your mind all night. Next question was, how often do you need physical intimacy? Martha dropped the ball because she knows in majority of African households, sex is something that is not discussed openly. So for her to open her top and bottom lip and say every day, I want it every day, I didn't like that. I think she should have taken a step back because that's when, his aunt's back went up. But she initially liked, Martha at first look, but then some of the things that Martha was saying just put her off, in my opinion. Lexi says, she wants the man to initiate or to make the first move, because, she wants to play the womanly role. And then you had the other two girls sort of agree. You had Chambrel and Tamar sort of saying that, it should be spontaneous. It shouldn't be something whereby you write down, oh, I want it so many times a week, or I want it, I want you to do it, or I want to do it. Whatever is organic and whatever is happening in the moment, let us live by that. And so the aunt was put off by Martha's comment. She really was. You could see that. Next question is, how do you show your romantic side? Lexi says, she writes letters and she likes creating breakfast or making breakfast, like maybe heart-shaped pancakes. And it seems like her sort of love language is acts of service. And because she's a mum, as she said, her acts of service are totally different to somebody else's acts of service, which makes sense, which really does make sense. Martha said she wants to cater to her man. She wants to give him a massage. And I didn't understand where Martha was coming from. Whether whatever she was saying it because she felt like this is what the aunt wanted to hear, or whether she genuinely, this is who she is. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I think lack of emotional intelligence and lack of maturity because of her age are some of the reasons why she's doing what she's doing, because she should know the expectation from a Nigerian family, or for a majority of Nigerian families, what the mothers want from a daughter-in-law. Respect her understanding the Nigerian culture. There's so many tribes in the country, so I can't say every single one, but the common theme seems to be respect. And if you're going to be respectful, then you can't be talking about massaging your man. I don't get it. So after the question and answer session, you have Auntie Oma go and have a conversation with Joshua because, they want to sort of discuss what's happened and see where they stand in regards who do they want to continue on this journey with him and who are they not feeling. And sadly for Martha, as I said, even though she had the cheat code, you could tell that Auntie Oma was put off by her. She liked the way she was dressed. She liked the fact that they were Nigerian, but she didn't like the way sort of, Martha carried herself. And you even heard Auntie say, oh, she thought she had the upper hand just because she's Nigerian. She already thinks she's got a shoe in. And I don't think so, which is really sad, though, really sad. Anyway, they then return to the room with the girls and it's revealed who is safe and who's going home. So first safe is Chambrella. She was excited. She was happy to be there. And she was surprised that she actually got to stay given the fact that she was wearing booty shorts and the boobs were halfway out anyway. Next was Tamira. Tamira is sort of on the fence. She's very inquisitive. She wants to know why is it this man is being very vague because he's not giving genuine answers, or his answers are not sort of full explanatory answers in regards the questions that he was being asked or the questions that the girls were asking him, which left poor Lexi and Martha. And I think Lexi, knowing that she's a single mother, thought she was going home. She thought it was given she was going home. So was pleasantly surprised to, when Auntie revealed that she was staying. Martha was taken aback. Martha didn't expect to be sent home by her own people. So the idea that she got eliminated was something she was not looking forward to. Even when she had to leave, you had Joshua try to give her a hug and she refused to give him a hug and she just walked out and got in the car and off she went. And Joshua at that point realized that his aunt had seen something he hadn't. She had seen that this girl is not really serious, and I don't think she was serious. I think she would have been more serious had she realized who or what his accomplishments were. I think then she would have taken him seriously and sort of put her best foot forward. And so, given the way she carried herself, the things that she said, she just expected to skate on by, and when she didn't, she was taken aback. It's then revealed, Auntie reveals to the girls that she will be staying with them in the house, and everybody's surprised because they didn't expect this twist. This is a twist. I think they were thinking they would outsmart each other, or they would outplay each other, or whatever they would do behind, Auntie's back. Now to find out she's going to be in the house with them is something they weren't expecting, and I can't wait to see what happens. Hopefully it's not as toxic as most dating shows, but hey, it is a reality TV show. What do you expect? I can't wait for the next episode. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from Ready to Love. Bye guys.